to talk about it with Shawl and Key. We are back again.
Yes, we're glad to be here with you tonight and to share what God has given us, and actually to my husband. This is actually something that the Lord gave him, and we talked about it, and now we're here.
Right. So the name of what he gave me was The Dream Killer, Your Mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know
the
where
dream.
we're going.
Yes, you already know. So basically, what he gave me was, how people just say all kind of stuff and not even think about it, and everybody been guilty except for me. Yeah, except for me. I'm one of the ones I'm exempt from this because he gave it to me. So, but so some of the scriptures that came to me was how people will curse and cuss out the same mouth. You know what I mean? You know how people the difference between somebody cussing is profane. You know how he said in James 3:10, how could out of the same help me out.
Same mouth comes blessings and curses.
And curses. He didn't say cussing. He said curses for a reason, because you could speak a curse on somebody and it could really derail their destiny and things, right? It could really do that, because when you say a curse, but if you cuss somebody out, like cuss somebody out, it would, it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? So then another scripture he gave me is, like the reason why we do say things and say things and like we do is because James 3:8 says the tongue no man can tame.
Yes.
No man.
Yes, it's a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole person.
Yes. And so also, I'm just going through the scriptures and stuff that he gave me. Romans 12:2. The way we can stop doing these things and saying word curses and things like that is the way we could do.
That's been shaking us, so I just
the way we could do stop word curses. We got to renew our mind. Romans 12:2. Yes. I know I'm doing a lot of talking. You got something?
Well, I'm just letting you flow, and so I can just share what I have after you finish.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. So, and then another thing, Matthew 5:11. What defiles a man? I'm asking. Do you know what defiles?
What comes out of them?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's not what goes in, but what comes out of them. I mean, we're talking about the eating during that passage, but it's what comes out of a man. But let me say this:
eating with unclean hands is not defiled.
It's not what defiles the person. It's what comes out. But let me talk about how does that stuff get in there.
Yeah, talk about it.
So how does that stuff get in there that comes out of us? That I believe that we are, we talked about lens and a filter. So what are we taking in? What are we taking in through our eyes? Are we taking in things that offend us and that cause us to become angry? And then out of us we'll spew out things out of our mouth that are they're not healthy. They're not edifying. They're not life-giving things, because that has been what's in us.
Yes,
it's coming out, and it's not producing. It's not producing the fruit of the Spirit. It's not. So when I think about the tongue being a fire, a word of evil among the parts of the body, it's because this here.
Yes, sir. That thing
is so
there.
Small.
Yeah.
But it can say some things when we don't guard our hearts, as the Bible talks about.
Whew.
We guard our heart, then out of it flows the issues of life, right? When we guard our hearts.
Right.
But we're not guarding our hearts because we allow things to go in to contaminate, and then we're spewing out
anger.
curses.
Yep, anger. I think it was in Genesis 49, and I think when can you pull it up for me? Genesis 49. I think it's Reuben. When Reuben, his dad told him that he was weak as water and he would not excel. So he spoke a word curse over him. And then if I did a little study on it, and through a certain period of time, he didn't excel because of the word curses that his dad spoke over him, running his big mouth, even though he had done some things. Now, Reuben was not a saint. You know what I mean? He did some stuff that he wasn't supposed to do, and his dad covered it for him and whatever, all that. So, and also, you remember when Jesus was he said this, he cursed the fig tree. So I did some research on a fig tree. A fig tree, some of them grow to be about 1,000 years old, right? So just imagine how powerful that is. If he say to this fig tree, die, and that fig tree dies, and they grow to 1,000 years old. And I didn't get the context of whether it was a big tree or small tree, but still, anytime you can say, "Hey, die," and it die, that means you have to really, really, really control that mouth, that tongue.
Well, he had.
I'm talking about like us. Because we can speak things that, and people just think it's like, like words like, you make me sick or whatever,
right?
Stuff like that. So
but we know that Jesus was all powerful.
He was,
and he could speak. We are to do as Jesus did. So that it's some things that we have to speak death to. We have to speak death to the spirit of anger, or the spirit of offense, or we speak death to what things that have been plaguing us for years.
All
that
about
the enemy
context.
Is exactly. It is. Like what is going on? What do we need to speak death to, and what do we need to speak life to?
There you go.
So we speak life to our family. We speak life to situations that are dead that need to live. So we need to carefully guard this tongue. This tongue is real. And you said I want to go back and talk about Reuben.
Yep, Reuben. There you go. You got it. You can read. You can read 2 and 3 and 4.
So Reuben
and 5, 3 and 4. Yeah, to just give it like kind of what I was saying about it.
So this is Genesis 49:3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power, unstable as water. Thou shalt not excel,
right?
Because thou wentest up to thy
That's
father's
the reason
bed,
why.
Then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
Yep.
So this was, his dad had to deal with it.
He had to deal with it. He had to deal with it. And now to go back to what you were just saying about, you have to speak to certain things. Like like I wrote down here in my notes, your blessing is in your mouth. Your healing is in your mouth. Your prosperity is in your mouth. So you can speak those things out of your mouth instead of speaking to other things. It's just having a renewed mindset of what you want to say and how you want to say it. Husband and wives, watch how you talk to each other.
Yes.
Lack
of sleep, stress, all those things.
It'll cause it.
It will. It's
cause
so
you to
real.
manifest now.
I'm going to tell you, it's real. It's real. We're not even going to ever sit up here and say we're saints, because 23 plus years married and 26 plus years together completely. We have learned a lot about when it's time to stop talking, and we're still learning.
And we're still
learning. Like I said, sleep deprivation is real. Hunger.
It is.
But at the end of it all, we know the God that we serve, and we know that we want to please God, and so that He is not only my husband, but He is a son of Christ. So I'm going to treat Him like He's a son of Christ. So if Keisha, let's say, blurts off and says, I don't want to talk right now, I just don't want to, or Keisha says, oh, we need to talk about this in a tone that's not pleasing, then Shaw may say, I don't want to talk about it. So then you got two, we're doing something that's not pleasing God, and we're showing out where anger has set in. So then we come back and, okay, I was wrong.
Yeah, and grievous words will stir up some wrath. That's for sure. Because
almost every time.
Hey, just
every
they got a 99% approval rate. I can tell you that. That scripture just you got about a 99.8% approval rate. You go to somebody the wrong way, you might get it back the wrong way.
It's true.
That's a fact.
It's true. Unless
maturity. Depend. Now, let me tell you, I think this is just me, and I could be wrong, but maturity can go so far. At some point, I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're
not gonna hit that target every time.
Not every time.
100%.
No.
It's not. Even with maturity, it is gonna. You'll have those moments because you're humans.
We're gonna act out.
But we have to remember.
Yes.
We have to come to ourselves, like the prodigal son came to himself and realized that he was in there eating slop when he's a son of a king. A king. So we have to humble ourselves, come back to that person, whoever it was that we may have blurted off something that we shouldn't have, and humble ourselves and say, "Listen, I apologize. I was wrong. I should never have come at you that way." Yeah. So it is a growing and learning process, but we just want to come up here and just share how important it is to remember in James 3:8 about the tongue being a ruling evil.
And let me say this. It's in the title. The thing that can kill your dreams is that mouth. You can mess up decades of stuff with your mouth. And you can also fix decades of things with your mouth. So I said it that way, the dream killer, your mouth, so you can understand that, hey, everybody love the positive things, but you got to get the negative side too. That mouth will kill your dreams.
So I'm going to say it different.
Positive. Go ahead and say it positive. I know it's coming. I know
I'm
it's coming.
Say not the negative side of things. We don't want the negative side of things.
I said kill your dreams.
It will. The mouth will kill your dreams. Yes. Yeah. So we don't. He's saying I have to
straighten it out.
Interpret for my husband.
Yeah.
So I believe that, and you tell me if I'm wrong. You're saying that sometimes you
like
want
I'm here with it. I'm like son.
We want always it to be. We want everything to be peaches and cream. But sometimes you're gonna get a little salty. Yeah. And it's in there. We're just saying both sides of the coin, as they say.
Will manifest. I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Yes. We hope you guys have a blessed evening, blessed morning, blessed night. Depends on wherever you are.
Until next time.
Until next time.